hella bumpy and my tires are shit. So. I am on my way to my sister's. She lives like 2 hours away from me. I think I'm like maybe a half an hour in. Who freaking knows? And I just thought I would take this time to chit chat with y'all. And I'm sorry if it's shaking or if it's freaking loud. That's my car. I need to get a mount or a tripod or something for my vehicle. I'm driving my car, and since I moved to this tiny town, I just drive myself back and forth between work and my house and maybe to the store, which it's a really tiny town. Like there's less than 1,000 people in there, and there's 3 stores, which one of them is brand new. Like it opened a month ago. Everything is basically like a 5-minute drive to anything in that town. Like it's just down the road, like not even 5 minutes. I feel like I forgot how to drive, which is not great because it's freaking December and I live in South Dakota and I'm driving to Wyoming. So December in those states, you know. And my car has been having some issues the past few months, and I've been slowly fixing everything as best that I can. 2008 Buick Enclave. Love this car. It is amazing. Tried and true. Sorry about the lighting, but the sun's right there. She's a trooper. I love Beige Betty. That's what we call her, is Beige Betty. And when I first got her, I got her pre-owned and used or whatever, and she, what is it called? The AC blower motor. So it's what pushes out your air. So the heat or the AC or whatever. It's the motor that pushes the air out into your car, and you need it to run your heater, to run your AC, to run the defrost, to run all that stuff for your vehicle. You need it. So it went out when I first got it, and then I had to charge the AC because the Freon was all out or whatever. Did that. It was like $200 something when I first got her to fix it. Not a big deal, whatever. Who cares? Then I moved and it went out again, and I was in Wyoming, so I didn't have a warranty because I moved to another state, and I had to replace the blower motor again, but for it to go out so quickly, the resistor, which is kind of like a fuse, it was bad, and so it was seizing up the motor, the blower motor. So I had to replace both of them in Wyoming, and I didn't have a warranty, and it's a smaller area, so everything's more expensive. So that was like $450. Since I moved here, my car has not enjoyed this weather. It's been having some issues. And so I had to replace my windshield wipers, for example. Within like 3 months, I had to replace them like 6 times because they wouldn't latch onto the bar, and I was not the one putting them on. I was having the people at the store put them on. It wouldn't latch onto the bars, so I had a couple pairs fly off in the wind when I lived in the mountains. I had one pair when we got a really bad storm, like one of the first storms of the winter in South Dakota, and I was cleaning the snow off my car with a broom, you know, because I was so prepared. And I hit it too hard and it was frozen, so it snapped. So that broke. So now I got these bad boys on. I think we're good with that. So just had some issues with the wipers for a while. And a rock hit my windshield from a semi and it nicked it. I couldn't even really see it. I couldn't really tell at all. But when my blower motor or whatever, which I need for the defrost and stuff, when that went out, I wasn't using the defrost. And then when I got it working, I put on the defrost and was like running it and stuff. It cracked my whole windshield straight across. And then when my boyfriend was switching out the blades, the windshield wiper blades, he smacked down the metal bar without the blade on it on accident. And it made a giant crack, and now it cracks straight up. So my windshield needs to be replaced. And my tires are pretty worn out. They're pretty bald. I need some new all-season tires. So probably in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna get a new windshield and new tires so that Beige Betty can continue to go on. Update on my car. I feel like I just spent way too long talking about my vehicle. So I'm not planning on getting a new car. I love this vehicle. She's just having some issues and I need to take care of her. I'd rather fix something than replace it. Also, way freaking cheaper, and my car payment is bomb.com, so I am not getting a new vehicle. Unless she completely takes a freaking shit on me and like to the point where it's not worth fixing it, then I'll get a new car. But tires, a windshield, the heater, windshield wiper blades, like all that crap is I can fix. And before I moved, I replaced the brakes and it's called turning the rotors. It's where they smooth them out. But I had done all that. Oh god, she's getting a little expensive. But that's what you sign up when you buy a pre-owned vehicle. They're significantly cheaper, but you do have to do more maintenance generally. I can't believe that this decade is ending. We are going to be in the 2020s. Do you know how old that makes me feel? I bet a lot of you can relate. And I'm really excited to see what the next few years takes us, because so much in the past 10 years has changed and advanced, and so much of my life has changed. You know what I mean? I'm still really young, but it's crazy to think that this decade is ending. Like, that's so weird to me, because I feel like this next decade of my life is going to be, you know, starting a family and having kids and like adult shit. So it's sad that it's ending, because I feel like my childhood is completely done and over with. Like, it's over. My teenage years, they're gone. Like, I know I'm 22, but it's like a mindset. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. It's just a weird feeling. And I bet a lot of you guys can relate that it's odd or whatever. But I'm excited for this new year. I feel like this year of 2019 has been a fucking roller coaster for me. We all know, because I keep you guys pretty updated. I'm very transparent. But it's crazy to be in a relationship with someone, to be living with them, to be making all these plans, you know, and then I got married, and then I moved to another state, and then I moved to another state again, and now I'm dating a completely new guy, and we're living together, and I went from a city to a bodunk tiny ass town. It is freaking small, but I actually really like it. At first I did not, to be completely honest. I actually hated it so much, and I hated it so hard, but I absolutely adore the man that I'm with. He is completely wonderful. He is the best guy I have ever met, ever, and I'm not just saying that because I'm dating him. Like, I'm legit, I've never seen someone so patient and kind. Like, if any of you know my family, then you might know my Aunt Shelly and her husband, my Uncle Jeff. I just call him Uncle Jeff because he's my Uncle Jeff. He reminds me of him in certain ways, because he is super strong. He's so kind. He's so patient. And everyone in my family, and I have a giant ass family, everyone in my family will say that Aunt Shelly and Uncle Jeff are like your ideal relationship status. Like, they got their shit together, and even though they're completely two different people, they just work. Sorry, I'm trying to block the sun. They just work together so well, and they have such a beautiful relationship. They have two gorgeous girls, and I can relate a lot to my Aunt Shelly. We always had this running joke when I was younger that I was actually her baby, because I look so much like her and I act so much like her. And this dang sun behind me, I'm so sorry. Everyone always said, like, they're the relationship that you try for, like relationship goals or whatever. And my current partner, he reminds me of them, like their relationship, how he treats me and how we are. Like, it just kind of reminds me like of that, just on a side note, not like that's why I'm with him or anything like that, but there's just certain things that he does, or the way he talks to me, all good things, you know, but it reminds me of my Uncle Jeff, and I'm so much like my Aunt Shelley, so it just reminds me of that a little bit, which makes me happy because they, in our family, are like relationship goals, seriously. And they don't have like this Instagram picture perfect, amazing, like, you know, life or whatever. They're normal ass hardworking people, but they just have a great relationship and they got their fucking shit together. And who doesn't want to have their shit together, you know what I mean? I feel like I wanted certain things, like I just wanted to have my shit together. I wanted a partner I could rely on, and I wanted to have kids, and like I wanted all these things like right away. So I feel like when I got married, I literally thought, because of my previous relationships and because of things people said to me, that he was the best that I was gonna do. Do you know what I mean? Like, that my previous ex, it wasn't gonna get better than that. So I had to basically just settle. And that's kind of what I did. And in my mind, I felt that way even before I met Tori, not looking, like I felt that way when I got married. Like, this is the best that I'm gonna do, so I just have to make the best out of my situation. And, you know, I know that he cares for me, so, or he loves me in his own way, and so I'll just do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not because I was completely you know, like, I wasn't completely enthralled and in love, and I don't know. It was just, I don't know. So, but with him, with my current partner, I feel more like a lot of the shit that I have to deal with now, and like a lot of the stuff that I'm going through, and our living situation, it's kind of crazy, you know. It's his house and he owns it. Some of his family's staying with us, and it's just a tiny house, and I'm in a tiny town, and you know, it's just a completely new situation, and I have really bad anxiety, as I've talked about before. I don't know, you know, I mean, so for me, it's all completely new. It's very stressful. It really gets my anxiety going, but for me, it's worth it because of how he is, and I don't feel like I'm settling. I feel like you're worth it, like. And he's completely there for me, and he's super understanding, and I know this is just a temporary situation. It's just a transition in my life, and he's there for me regardless of how crazy I am, regardless of how emotional I get. Like, he laughs about it and jokes about it, but he honestly, at the end of the day, like, he's there. I really want to get my shit together, and there's so much that I want to do in this life, and so it really makes me think about my future plans and what's important to myself and some goals that I have. And I think, and the reason why I'm even chit-chatting about all this random shit, besides me just, you know, ranting about random crap, is the purpose of me talking to you guys and this video is because I have the time to think right now. And I really want this to be my goals for 2020. And one thing about me is I do get a little embarrassed and shy. It's just human nature, we all do, but I'm very transparent regardless if I put it on the internet or not. Like, you talk to me in person, I'm gonna say the same fucking shit to you that I'm gonna say to my camera and post on the internet. Like, it's literally like I'm talking straight to you guys. And some goals of mine of 2020, and I want to make this video before 2020 even happens. It's December 16th of 2019. I feel like if I put it on the internet and I say it out loud and I have it there to remind me, that I will actually try and put effort in to accomplish those goals and make them happen. And then at the end of 2020, I would love to post a video going over the goals that I set today, you know, and see what I'm able to accomplish. And then I think it's important just like people make dream boards or write in a journal, like, you have to make your goal physical. Like, it can't just stay in your head. You have to physically create it and put it on something, whether it's a picture, whether it's a journal, whether it's a video, whatever it may be, you need to physically create it. And some of my goals are, I have financial goals. That's a big, sorry, the wind is getting crazy. Sorry if it's getting loud. I have some financial goals that are really important to me, and every year I've been working on them and slowly figuring things out. And I'm very proud of myself for everything that I've done so far. But I do want to get in a situation where I'm not paycheck to paycheck, just paying all my bills. And I don't make a crap ton of money, but even then, like, I want my things under control. I want to pay some stuff off. And I have debt. I have like medical bill debt and some random other debt. And I'm going to physically write it all out and come up with a realistic goal of what I can pay off and stuff. But I do want to pay some things off and raise my credit. My credit's not horrible, but it's a work in progress. So those are some major goals of mine. I have 3 credit cards, and I only owe money on one of them. But moving into 2020, I really want to be smarter with my money, and I want to manage my credit cards the way you're supposed to. So I haven't been the greatest with money. I usually will max out my credit card because something happens and then I have a hard time paying it off, or I don't touch them because I'm too scared to be in that situation. So I really do want to actively use my credit cards, but in a smart way. And they say you should never owe more than 30% of your credit card limit. So, like, you should never charge more than that, and you should always make at least the minimum payment every month. Always, and always on time, never pay it late. Something I want to work on is I actually want to utilize them, but in a smart way so that I can raise my credit score. That is goal number 1. Goal number 2 is I have some medical bills and some random other little tiny bills that I are either in collections or are going to be in collections. This year, I want to pay everything that I owe that's less than $1,000. I want all of those bills completely paid off by the end of the year. All of them. And I only have a couple, I think maybe like 3 or 4 bills that are over $1,000, and I want to pay on them. But I want to get all the little ones completely paid off this year. And so anything that I owe under $1,000, I want to completely have all of them paid off by the end of 2020. And goal number 3, which is always the hardest one, is I'm pretty good about paying things off and keeping track of things. But the issue is I'll pay stuff off and then something else happens and then I accrue more debt. So the main goal this year financially is to not accrue more fucking debt. So I want, in order to prevent that, I'm not going to be going to the hospital unless it's a complete emergency. I'm going to be getting health insurance to prevent for future medical bills, because that's like 90% of my debt is all fucking medical. And it's not like I'm going to the hospital all the freaking time. It's just I did have some health issues and some scares the past couple of years. And I had a car accident and I found out I have endometriosis. And like I've had like issues, you know, life. But my thing is I want to not go to the hospital unless I absolutely fucking have to. And I want to get good health insurance. And I want to start a savings account, even if I only save like $100 a month or something. I want to start a savings account, because then if I do have to go to the hospital, or if my car breaks down, because my car breaking down has put me in debt, like I've owed people money, or I've charged my credit card or something like that, you know what I mean? But I want just a little nest egg in case I do end up in the hospital, or in case I get sick and miss a couple days of work, or in case my car breaks down, so that I don't accrue more debt. So those are my financial goals of 2020, and I'm being honest about it and being transparent about it, because I am physically creating my goals and listing them out so that they can become reality. So those are just my financial goals. My personal goals is I want to start taking better care of myself. Self-care, I always thought was a bunch of frou-frou crap that people just say to get you to buy shit, you know, like stores and stuff. They're like, oh, self-care, honey, it's so important. Buy these clothes, or buy this fancy soap, or buy this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it honestly was just a marketing tactic to buy people shit, which I do think sometimes it's over-advertised as that. But I have realized that taking a little bit of time or a little bit of money, not an excessive amount, it's important to do stuff for yourself. Like, not all my money can just go to bills and debt all the time, which is where I was. And so, you know, if you buy yourself a new pair of shoes or a fucking shirt or some new goddamn makeup and you spend $20 on yourself occasionally, that is fine. That is okay, and you should do that, because you also, I think mentally, for my own mental health, when I buy myself a new shirt or some new like fucking mascara or something that I really like, or a new pair of earrings, it makes me feel good about myself, and it boosts my mental health, which makes me want to work harder. It makes me more social. It makes me want to get out there and take on the fucking world. And so being in a good mental state where it makes you care about yourself and care about your goals and care about your situation is so important, because I've realized when I've spent, you know, $30 on myself because I bought a new outfit or I bought some jewelry or something for myself, which are things that I enjoy, and it's not expensive crap. Like, it's a shirt from Amazon or Walmart that cost me like $10, you know. Or I like to buy a lot of paparazzi jewelry, which that's $5 for, you know, whatever you're buying, you know. It doesn't have to be expensive. And makeup, I don't spend a crap ton of makeup. I buy makeup at freaking Walmart and Dollar General, which, by the way, Dollar General foundation is the best foundation on the planet, hands down. Love it. Or getting your nails done. I realistically cannot afford to get my nails done every fucking month. Like, that's every 4 weeks too. Like, I can't afford that. I can't afford to get it done every 2 weeks. Maybe next year, after a few months and I've paid off some more stuff, maybe that will become part of my self-care, is going and getting my nails done, because I love getting my nails done. I love acrylic nails. I think they're beautiful. I used to get them done all the time when I did hair. I used to get my eyelashes done every month, my nails done every month. I used to get my hair done every month, like once a month. On a more serious note, I will talk to you in a minute, because I need to pay attention to driving. And I'm transitioning from one town to another town, so I need to pay attention to what I'm doing.